Tap like and subscribe.
Once upon a time, there was a small village nestled halfway up the mountain. There lived a boy named Keo. Since childhood, Keo was quick-witted and kind-hearted. His eyes always sparkled with curiosity. He asked questions and about everything in the world. That afternoon, Keo was playing in the yard. Suddenly, he saw his grandfather sitting silently. His face looked sorrowful. In his hands was an old map. The paper had turned yellow, its edges worn with time. Keo ran over, tugged his grandfather's hand.
Grandpa, what is that?
The old man sighed, then softly said,
"This is a map leading to the River of Light. The river lies at the northern peak. Long ago, its water flowed through our village. Thanks to it, the crops were always fertile. But for more than a year now, the water has stopped flowing. No one knows why. The elders say every 10 years, a fierce fire dragon comes to bathe. The villagers were terrified. No one dared to investigate. I am old now. My legs can no longer climb the high mountain. If this continues, our village will starve."
Keo looked at his grandfather, his heart filled with compassion. He took the old map in his hands. His eyes lit up with determination.
I will help you, Grandpa. I will help the villagers. Bring back the lost water.
His grandfather frowned with worry.
"The road is dangerous, Keo."
Keo smiled, reassuring.
Don't worry, Grandpa. I promise I will return safely.
Hearing this, the old man gently smiled, his voice warm and slow.
"I believe you can do it. But remember my words. On the road, you will face many hardships. But never forget, it is your love and kindness within that will help you overcome them all."
The next morning, the mist still covered the land. Keo said goodbye to his grandfather and the villagers. In his hand, the old map and the ancient compass. His steps small, but steady. Keo set off toward the northern peak, where the River of Light awaited. On the road, Keo was both excited and nervous. He longed to explore new lands, yet in his heart, he still felt uneasy. This was his very first journey, far from home. A day passed. Keo reached a small meadow. The wind swept across the endless grass. The afternoon sun bathed the land in gold. Amid the vast silence, he heard a faint cry. Following the sound, Keo found a snow fox cub. Its eyes were red with tears. It trembled, crying as if calling for its mother. Perhaps it was lost. Keo's heart tightened. He remembered when he was little. He too had cried in fear when his mother wasn't near. Keo knelt down, gently hugging the cub.
Don't be afraid. I will help you find your mother.
He softly wiped away the tears, too, from its tiny eyes. Keo recalled his grandfather's words. Always carry love and kindness in your heart. He decided to help the fox cub find its mother. Keo followed the tracks pressed into the grass. At last, he found a small cave. From the shadows, the mother fox rushed out. She joyfully embraced her cub. Her eyes glittered with happiness. The mother fox turned and bowed gratefully to Keo. Then from the cave, she brought out a glowing gem. The gem shone with a gentle light, ringing softly, like a tiny bell. Its light reflected upon the young grass, shimmering beneath the rising moon. The mother fox placed the gem in Keo's hand.
From now on, he could hear and understand the voices of all the creatures in the forest.
Keo held the gem tightly. He felt its gentle warmth inside him. Faith in love and kindness grew stronger. Saying farewell to the foxes, Keo continued his journey to the River of Light. In his hand, the softly glowing gem. With it, he heard the whispers of the forest birds. He even heard the cheerful songs of rabbits dancing along the path. Another day passed. Keo reached a rocky valley. The sky suddenly darkened. Heavy rain poured down in torrents. Lightning flashed, casting his small figure into shadow. Keo hurried to shelter beneath a large tree. Amid the roar of the rain, Keo heard the forest birds speaking.
The mountain ahead, after this rain, may collapse. At its foot, a woodcutter is still chopping wood. If the mountain falls, he will be in great danger.
Hearing this, Kyo's heart clenched, though the rain poured heavily. He asked the birds to guide him, then ran as fast as he could toward the mountain. The road was slippery. Thunder ripped apart the sky, but Kyo never stopped running. At last, Kyo saw the woodcutter. The man was chopping wood at the foot of the mountain. Kyo shouted loudly over the rain.
Sir, the mountain is about to collapse. Leave now!
The woodcutter froze, staring at the small boy. He shook his head slightly.
You're just a child. How could you know the mountain's fate?
But before he could say more, the earth shook violently. The whole mountainside cracked open. Rocks and soil thundered down. The woodcutter stood in shock, then quickly ran with Kyo. Just as they escaped the danger, behind them, the mountain collapsed with a deafening roar. The woodcutter panted heavily. He looked at Kyo with grateful eyes.
Thanks to you, I am alive. I was wrong to doubt your courage.
The woodcutter brought Kyo to his small home. Firelight flickered, warming the kitchen. The aroma of hot soup filled the air. He cooked delicious food, placing it before Kyo as heartfelt thanks. Listening to Kyo tell about his quest for the River of Light, the woodcutter was moved.
You are truly brave and full of kindness.
He took out a small cloth pouch. Inside were forest herbs with a gentle fragrance.
Take this medicine pouch. The road ahead holds many dangers. If you are hurt, these herbs will heal you.
Kyo bowed in thanks. The next morning, mist drifted across the forest. The woodcutter stood at his porch, watching Kyo's small figure fade, disappearing into the mountain path. In his heart, his faith in the boy grew stronger, and Kyo, carrying the medicine pouch, continued his journey, his heart full of faith and kindness. On the third day, after a long trek, Kyo arrived at a burned forest. The land was desolate. Ash covered the ground. Red embers still smoldered, reflecting upon the boy's face. Cries of panic echoed through the creatures. In a crevice, Kyo found a herd of deer trembling in fear. He asked,
What has happened here?
The deer whispered,
On the mountain top, where the River of Light begins, flames burst forth fiercely, burning the forest. Groans and roars echoed across the mountain, terrifying all creatures. None knows what is happening, and none dares to approach.
Hearing this, Kyo's heart tightened, but he remembered his promise to the villagers. He asked the deer to lead the way, bravely pushing through the burning land. Beyond the scorched leaves, a magnificent sight appeared, the River of Light, dazzling like a silk ribbon. But in the distance, groans still echoed, heavy and filled with pain. The deer stopped. They dared not go further. Kyo took a deep breath, summoned all his courage, and stepped forward. And then he saw a colossal fire dragon. It spewed flames everywhere, its body twisted in agony, roaring in despair. Kyo shouted loudly over the roar.
Fire dragon, tell me, why do you burn the forest?
The dragon froze. Its blazing eyes flickered with surprise.
A boy can speak to me.
It whispered, voice heavy with pain.
For over a year, I'd have come here to drink. But I slipped, trapped between the rocks. Pain tormented me day after day. I could not fly away. My breath of despair turned to fire, and I burned the forest unwillingly. My body blocked the river, stopping the water from reaching your village.
Kyo nodded, his eyes filled with understanding. He called upon the forest creatures to help together. Birds, rabbits, deer, all pushed, pulled, clawed, and dug. At last, the rock shattered. The dragon roared, its body freed from torment. The whole forest erupted in cheers of joy. Kyo quickly used the woodcutter's herbs, bandaging the dragon's wounds. The dragon sighed in relief. Its eyes softened. It spread its mighty wings, soaring high into the sky, its fiery body blazing across the heavens. Before leaving, the dragon turned back, its voice deep and warm.
Thank you, Kyo. For a year, I was trapped. None dared to approach me. Only you, with courage and kindness, freed me. Within you, I see a warm heart. Perhaps you were born for a great mission, to bring peace and prosperity to all beings. Do you accept this mission?
Without hesitation, Kyo answered firmly.
I accept.
The dragon smiled. From its chest, a glowing shard of crystal emerged. It fell into Kyo's hands. It was the shard of kindness, shaped like a crystal petal, with a red flame glowing inside.
This is one of 8 sacred shards. Each represents a virtue: kindness, courage, wisdom, honesty, perseverance, humility, hope, and justice. I grant you the shard of kindness. Go forth and find the 7 others. Only when all 8 unite will light restore peace to the world.
Kyo clenched the shard in his hand. Its warmth and brilliance spread through him. In his heart, his faith in the journey ahead grew stronger. After giving the shard, the fire dragon spread its wings, soared high, and vanished into the distance. Kyo stood there, clutching the shard of kindness, his heart overwhelmed with emotion. He dreamed of new adventures, of the mission he now carried. The forest revived, animals rejoiced, leaping and dancing, laughter echoed everywhere. The river of light flowed again, carrying life back to the village. The first journey was complete. Kyo returned to the embrace of his grandfather and the villagers. They rejoiced, welcoming the brave little boy. That night, Kyo sat by the fire. He told his grandfather every part of his adventure. His grandfather's eyes shone with pride. He embraced Kyo, his arms warm, like the entire sky of peace. Suddenly, the gem from the fox mother began to glow. From within Aete came strange whispers, voices carried from afar, the sound of stone bells chiming, the beat of drums, the blare of horns. Kyo listened intently. He understood that in the land of stone bells something was happening. His heart trembled softly, for he knew his next mission had arrived. The journey to the land of stone bells to find the shard of courage had just begun.
There's more! Stay tuned for the next episode, friends!